I'm going to start off by saying a quote from one of the licensees at a recent meeting is Pubwatch is alive and well. Pubwatch is running as it has done in the past, but there's been a bit of a review on the practices and the guidelines. So it's their rules. It's not a police scheme, it's a private scheme. So they're tightening up on their rules and their guidelines. And by doing so, it means that we can have that proper information sharing agreement, knowing that we are, if they ask us for an image of somebody they ban, as long as it fits on their guidelines, it should generally fit the remit for the constabulary to share images. And if we think it does, then we can share the image.
So as a result of this review, you have said there's had to be some tightening. What exactly does that involve?
Well, all that basically means is making sure the Pubwatch scheme and their members adhere by their rules. And sometimes I think in the past it might have just veered off slightly from what their rules are. And it's just a little bit of reminder that they just have to go by their guidelines. If they veer off from their rules and their guidelines, it may mean that we, as in the constabulary, don't think that we could share an image. So we would share an image, for example, to go towards preventing crime and disorder. But if it veers off from their rules and guidelines, then it might not fit that remit. So the tightening up is doing what they're doing, but making sure it is following their guidelines as they have agreed.
Well, I know the licensee we spoke to, they were concerned that what they might be doing may be in breach of the law. How important is it to have this clarification so that those in the licence trade do know that what they're doing is right?
Yes, I'm aware that licensee was quite rightly concerned to make sure it is within the law. And it is important that the Pubwatch scheme adhere by their rules and guidelines, and therefore it should fit in the data protection rules and regulations around that. But as I say, it's a private scheme, so if it was a police scheme, it would be a lot more stringent. But as long as the scheme abide by their guidelines, it should fit in within the law. So it is very important, and it's all part and parcel of the review. So if we are, as a constabulary, might have an opinion that maybe they're veering off a little bit in the wrong direction, because we work so closely with Pubwatch and we've got such a good relationship, we'll tell them, just you might want to just check what you're doing there, just make sure you're on track, you're not going off in the wrong direction. And it works well. It really works well indeed.
How important is the Pubwatch scheme both for licensees and for the police as well?
The Pubwatch scheme is extremely important. I cannot stress that more. What the Pubwatch scheme and the MENA scheme, which is the late night entertainment, are key partners in the community safety. So they've got together. They produced this scheme with the support of the constabulary, and their goal is to stop people that shouldn't be going to the pubs. So they're preventing people that are going to potentially cause issues or be violent towards their staff, their licensees, their customers, suspected drug dealers, for example. If they're stopping these people going into their pubs, therefore it works completely with what the Isle of Man Constabulary do and what the alcohol unit are trying to do in keeping this partnership up and running. So they're effectively working towards keeping people safe and preventing further issues long down the line.
And how reassuring is that for the public as well, particularly coming up to the busy time of year?
Absolutely. It's that time of year when people may go out, but might not generally go out during the year. So parties, family events. I'm a member of the public as well. I might be going out with my family as well. So I want to be able to go to a licensed premise, for example, but I want to feel safe there. I don't want to go into a licensed premises to worry about what other people might be there, arguments, drunkenness, disorder, potential drug dealing go ahead. The licensed premises, the licensees, the designated officials, the managers, they are on top of it by working with us to try and reduce the risk of those people going into their licensed premises.